welcome to another edition of the 49 Carats Prospect Spotlight, where you get a chance to learn more about NFL draft hopefuls. I'm Steph Sanchez, and I'm so excited to be joined today by New Mexico running back and Shrine Bowl participant Andrew Henry. Andrew, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing great. I'm blessed. All right. So I like to start these interviews a little rapid fire, 5 questions just to get the juices flowing a little bit. So the first thing that comes to mind, you just let it out. All right.
Okay.
All right. So PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
Favorite cheat day meal?
Fried chicken.
Okay. And March Madness has begun. Did you fill out any brackets?
No, but I'm definitely going for New Mexico to win it all. Like
Let's
they're there,
go.
they're in it. I think they got it last year. I think they keep losing the first round, but I feel like they got it this year, man. So I'm cheering them on. Go Lobos.
Let's go. And if you could jersey swap with any player in the NFL right now, who would it be?
Jersey spot with any player in the league right now, it would have to be like Alvin Kamara.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the real questions here. So, Andrew, you've had quite the journey in your college career. Starting out at JUCO, Fort Scott, then ULM, then New Mexico. Walk us through your journey and why, like, each stop was necessary for you to get where you are right now.
Oh well, so that journey for me started even earlier than that. I would say coming out of high school, I was highly recruited. Went to Allen High School, one of the biggest schools in the country. I tore my ACL the first game of the season, and I had a lot of Division One offers, stuff like that. But all my scholarships ended up getting taken away when I tore my ACL. So that's what made me having to go to JUCO route. So even just um, going through that really humbled me, really made me appreciate the game, made me appreciate every day. So going to junior college for me was honestly a blessing. A lot of people, would hate to go that route, or they just don't get the love of the game you had to have to even like endure that and keep going.
Yeah.
So going to JUCO route, it really showed me the love for the game and it really taught me a lot of discipline. I saw a lot of guys come and go. I saw how the little things matter, like showing up on
Mhm.
time, and how I can separate a lot of guys. You don't really understand the difference on doing the little things until you go to junior college. So a lot of the little things for me, kind of made me stand out from other guys around me, which got me here. And it just made me appreciate like little things from like trainers to facilities. And then I was able to just work and outwork everyone and separate myself. And I've always saw myself as one of the top guys in the country. It didn't
Mhm.
matter where I was at right now, and I always had that great vision of myself. So I always worked like that day and late night. I always felt like I was the best running back or one of the best running backs to play the game, and I act like that. And one of these days it's gonna be like that. So I just kept going. I was like the number 3 running back in the nation coming out of JUCO. So for me, that was a blessing for me to just overcome what I came and to show at that level that I can keep making plays. And then like I said, going to ULM, which is a blessing. So. Um, every stage of my career, God has shown me that He can do whatever he wants to do. He also showed me that whatever I want to happen, if I'm living right, it will happen. But until you can do everything that you need to do right, you can't really expect to do more. So it just helped me mature, helped me be level headed, just taught me a lot of things. And I've always been successful. My name's always been with the top guys. I've always been able to perform, but it's just God would take me through different route. So which makes it I feel like that much better in my story. I always felt like I'm almost living in the movie, and I'm just like another testimony. So God's using me in my story for other people that go through hard things and adversity day in and day out, and understand that like just because you're going through something right now, it doesn't mean like that's the end of your story. There's always next, and my journey continues to speak that, and I might continue to be a testimony that if you just keep going and keep your mind, everything will happen. So,
Yeah, most definitely. And, I think throughout your journey, you mentioned what God has shown you, but I think
uh,
you've shown yourself you have resiliency, right? And even just this past season, you couldn't play due to the eligibility issues, and
uh,
so what went through your head when you found out you weren't going to be able to play this past season?
I mean, that was tough because this season I really thought it was like I've always put up great film. I feel like one thing about me and the way I play, I'm always able to make a big play at another. But I wanted that 1 year of just doing that, for 12 plus games every week. So I felt like I finally got to the place where I was an all around type of player. I feel like I could score the ball anywhere from special teams to inside, outside, counter. I feel like no matter how you could give me the ball, I could make a play. And I felt like the way I play without the ball has grown immensely. And I was gonna be able to perform and just do all these little things. And I just felt like it was that time for me to just compete. Like in my head the whole time, it was like I wanted people to be thinking about this kid from New Mexico winning the Heisman. So that's how my mindset was before the season. But it hit me. I was really upset, and I feel like not that my world was crashing down, but I had so much high hopes just to show who I am, and
Yeah,
I just
I mean,
like
of
the
course,
season
yeah.
before. Season before, I dealt with injury, but I was able to fight back and still make great plays. So I just felt like I was down, but I feel like everything I've been through in my life prepared me for that moment. So like I just said a couple moments ago, I appreciate everything I went through because if I haven't went through those years before, I think I probably would have handled it way different. But
Yeah.
I was used to to other people saying like things aren't going my way, but for me that was like another Tuesday. Let's figure it out, move forward.
Yeah, it's like you were like mentally prepared for something like that to
Yes.
happen already. And so, what did you work on during that year? Like, how did you train? How did you keep yourself busy and in shape?
All right. So I just at first, I honestly just act like it was just like, okay, what's the next step? Our next step is combine, well, get a bowl game, pro day. So I just started there. I just literally started getting ready for pro day. It's from early November. Just
Okay.
locked in. I was still in New
Yeah.
Mexico, so I would wait for those guys to finish practice. I'll be there, and I'll have a whole other practice. Just whoever wants to do it with me, join with me. I would do indie with the guys. In that summer, like I said before, I was really ineligible. We'll do indie after practice, so I was
Hmm.
showing up. I'm still doing indie, still running routes. I got with the strength coach, Coach Jeff. We're lifting, we're running, doing speed training. So I just started. I just hit the ground running. I started going. I was like, let's get it. We gotta keep going because I know the type of player I am. I know when that opportunity comes, and it's gonna come because it always has. Like I said, if I'm doing what I need to do, I'm gonna be able to
Nice.
show out. So I just kept my head down and start working.
Yeah, well, I love that mindset that you have, and it's really paid off for you. Now, as far as things that you want to work on in your game, when you watch your own film, like throughout the years, like what are some things that you pay attention to? What are some things that you're like, I gotta fix this? Are you like the self-critical type when you watch your own film?
No, definitely. I would say, watching myself, I would say something that I definitely need to work on this Tuesday is not always looking for the home run.
Mhm.
Just being a jab type of guy sometimes. With me being such an explosive guy, I have a lot of high expectations for myself. I expect when I get the ball to go score it. And
Yeah.
sometimes, within the game, you gotta, play strategic. You gotta play chess, not checkers, all the time. And then sometimes, like when you hold such a high expectation on yourself, you got to be okay with like a 3 yard run. You got to be okay with that. And I feel like I've gotten to the point now when I was watching myself, watching my film, when I saw those 4 yard runs, not being mad and just being able to good run. It's second and six now, so that's good. And just being able to just play without the ball in my hands. The same
Mhm.
intensity I have with the ball in my hands, just like I'm a playmaker. I'd be on myself heavy, especially practice. Anytime I'd make sure to do something without the ball. Make sure like if I don't want to just stand out when I have the ball in my hand because it's only one football, but it's 11 of us. So I want to make sure that just like I stand out with the ball in my hands when I don't have the ball in my hands, make sure I'm doing the plays. So I always those plays where I didn't have the ball, I'll watch what I do until the whistle blown. Make sure that I'm not just standing nowhere. So that would be the biggest thing I would say. I'll watch when I'm watching myself on film.
And how would you describe your play style?
I would say inspirational. I feel like
Mm.
um a lot of like you get a lot of people like around this question a lot. Who would I say in the leagues like that I would say I resemble, but I would say I've been watching for a long time, and I've been blessed to see a lot of great people play the game. I've been blessed to study guys like Barry Sanders, Reggie Bush, like, and I've taken a little bit from all those guys like LaShawn McCoy, and I just took what all those
Hey,
guys
some
do really
classics,
well.
man.
Yeah, and I just put it all in one. So I say like when I say inspiration, it was like growing up watching those guys. It was a reason why everyone was going out, juke in the air and stuff like that. So when I play, and I feel like you watch me play, it makes you want to go. You want to go, go play running back. You want to go make some people miss because I'm making people miss. I'm fighting for the extra yards. I'm catching the ball at the backfield. I can line up at receiver if you need me to. You can kick it to me however you want to do that. However you want to give me the ball, I'll make the crowd stand up.
Yeah, no, I definitely, saw that you could make guys miss. You have crazy contact balance.
Mm-hmm.
You have the speed to get to the outside. And did I read this correctly that you averaged 4.5 yards after contact? Is that right?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to
That's
say. Like
insane.
we can do it all. We can do it all. So,
Yeah.
and that's like really proud of myself. And being a pass pro, a lot of guys, like I say, a lot of guys that have that it factor when the ball's in their hands, they don't take it as serious to be a pass pro or be just a good teammate to be a good teammate. And for me, it's like when how I want people doing when I have the ball, I want to do that for other people. Plus more, I want you to see how I block when you have the ball. So when I have the ball, you're like, man, that dude is doing all that for me. Let me make sure we're doing the same.
Yeah, I love that mentality, and teams are gonna love that too because if you don't block, you ain't getting the rock.
No, yes.
So, well, you were a late addition to the Shrine Bowl. Obviously, that was a huge opportunity for
Uh,
you. First, how did it feel to get that invite and like have to drop everything to make your way to Arlington?
um, like I said, it was a blessing for me. Like I told people all the time that they could have called me in halftime and say come play, and I would have showed up and played. So, a lot of guys, you hear a lot of people at home talking about, if I was in this game, I would have did this. You're watching the NBA, talking about falls on the court, I would have did this. So I'm seeing all the feeds on Twitter, I'm seeing all the practice, and I'm like, hey, if I was in there, like I know I would be able to do this. I love the opportunity. So you always talking about woulda, coulda, shoulda. They actually called me and gave me the opportunity, and when I got the call, they were like, well, um like, does he want to play? I'm like, well, why wouldn't I? Like,
Right.
of course. It's like, well, like he's not gonna be able to practice. I don't know if he's gonna be comfortable. I've been playing football for a long time. Inside zone, outside zone. So let's go. So it's not that hard. Let's go compete. So it was exciting. Just to be around a bunch of guys and compete in that atmosphere, be around all the lights. I really call myself being like a performer. So that was just another stage for me to go do what I do. It was fun. Um, yeah, I was out there. I wanted to try to score every time I got the ball. I had a few good runs. I feel
Yeah.
like even then there wasn't. I was out there competing. You would have thought it was like another game for me. I wasn't out there yet.
Hey,
So
like that's how it's supposed to be, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. So
you're making your presence felt out there. And, even though you got the late invite, you finished as the second leading rusher with 68 yards on 11 carries. It's a pretty good
mm,
yards per carry average. How was it like preparing for the game, knowing that you had to cram this playbook? Like you probably felt like you were studying for a final again or something, just trying to get it all in a short amount of time. So going into the game, did you feel like you had it all down, or did the instincts just kick in a couple times?
at the end of the day, what we're doing right now, we're playing football. So I mean, it's fun.
Mhm.
Show up to the hotel. I mean, with the running back coach, we're going over everything, we're writing everything down, and yeah, to like anyone else that would seem like a lot, but for me, we're playing football. Like anything that involves watching film, going over plays, it's fun. Like I'm studying, I'm quizzing myself that night, calling my friends. They're helping me learn. And we're going back and forth. Like okay, I'm prepared. I was prepared. Like I was calling my friends. We're talking. We're like, yeah, man, I'm actually here. Like, let's do it. Like we're talking about going out there to win the MVP. When I got the call, my whole mindset was trying to go win the offense MVP. So like it wasn't just oh I hope I do this. It was hey, I'm gonna go win MVP. So
I mean,
that's how I came in there thinking.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's the perfect mindset. What was it like getting to play too, like alongside your former UNM teammate Ja'Cory
Uh,
Krosky Merritt, who's also turned heads through this process,
uh,
and also had himself a nice Shrine Bowl. What was it like playing alongside him again?
that was amazing. I honestly think the backfield we had that year at New Mexico is probably one of the best in the country. Like I said, I faced a lot of injury earlier, and he was able to get a lot of shine, and he was doing his thing, which we love that. But whenever we both came back together, I feel like that was one of the best backfields in the country. We ended up beating Fresno State that year. They were like really ranked to play together, so we had a lot of games where even in camp, I always remember us pushing each other in fall camp,
Mm,
and it was always great competition. So the Shrine Bowl was honestly just it felt like us doing that again, competing with each other. He gets a good run, I'm trying to get a good run. So for me and him, when he's on the field, he thinks he's the best player, and I'm on the field, I think I'm the best player, and we're gonna keep going back and forth. So for us, it just felt like a normal. I say it felt like a normal day, like oh me and him are going out there making plays, doing our thing. So it was fun. It honestly made it real. Like I felt like I was just playing a game I love with the people I care about. So I enjoyed it.
yeah, and I know like getting that opportunity to show out at the Shrine Bowl, especially after like not having that 2024. Maybe do you feel like teams were late to the party a little bit, and now like they're finally starting to hit your line a little bit more?
Nah, definitely, I would definitely feel like that. But I feel like my pro day is on Monday on the 24th. Um, on Monday I'm gonna be saying that again. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
teams are late to the party after I
Uh-huh.
do it. After I go do what I go do on Monday, because I expect to do the same thing. Like I said, I really pride myself on being a performer. Like a lot of guys talk and a lot of guys say this, and that, but I feel like the best way to go do it is to do it. So I'm gonna go when pro day is. Even now, a lot teams have been hitting me up talking to me, but when I go do what I gotta do, I feel like it's gonna be more teams and more. So we're just taking it day by
Exactly.
day. I feel like we understand what the I understand what the end goal is, but I also understand everything that it takes day by day. And if I'm doing those things day by day, I don't really need to worry about the end goal. I know how it turns out.
And I'm sure from the teams that have spoken to you so far, have there been any conversations that have stood out to you?
Honestly, for me at this point, it's really just a blessing. Every call, every text message, every anything to me, I just take it with a grain of salt, and I thank God for the opportunity I have. But right now, I understand for the process for me is really for me to just lock in on myself and me just go perform with how I need to perform, and then let the cards play out how they play out right now. So honestly, if I appreciate everything, so I don't really put anything higher or lower than anything else. Other than right now, it's just you thinking about me means a lot to me.
And what's the feedback that you're getting from teams as far as, what they like about
Uh,
you, maybe what they want to see more of?
well, I've been getting a lot of talk about how they were. A lot of people were impressed with how fast I was able to get the playbook down for the Shrine Bowl and able to look comfortable out there. A lot of
Yeah.
people say like for me now, I have played and for me to just be able to fill a role in the day there, so that's really good, especially in the league. You got a lot of guys moving around, and for the fact that you can call my number and just know that I'll produce means something. And they said, imagine if I had a whole time to learn the offense with the guys and get gelled up. I can go get you can go get 200 a game with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I do you kind of feel like, your college journey having to adapt going to different schools and learning different offenses, do you feel like that has helped you like get to this point where now like it's quick, you can do it, like it's just a matter of you doing it?
Nah, yeah, definitely. So I feel like playing all the different offenses taught me that there's only so much things you can do with 22 people on the field. Like there's only so much you can do to know that all these different names. But at the end of the day, football is football. No
Hmm.
matter who's calling it, um, no matter what play is being called, it's really about the heart and the player. So we play running back, so there's only so many different ways to run the ball, but there's a million ways for me to make you miss. You know.
I
So at
love
the
that.
end of the day, it's just like let's go play football.
Yeah.
Um, you work so hard in the off season, you do your time in the off season, and then you study, you work hard, and everything plays out. At the end of the day, it's one on one. It's like 6 years old play this game.
Yeah.
So I mean, no matter what offense it is, I've learned that there's no need to be out there like uptight. It's chill, go have fun, and play football. It's doing the game little kids do.
And you know what they say? It's like if it's something you love, it doesn't feel like work. And
Hmm.
I could just tell in the short time that I've been talking with you, you love football. Like
Hmm.
it is a part of you. You are a football player through and through. So that definitely comes through. As far as your pro day, you mentioned it's 4 days from now. Like, are the
Uh,
nerves starting to set in? Are you ready? Like, you've been training for this for quite some
for a
time,
long time.
So
Yeah.
so you just ready to get it over with? Like, what are the feelings coming up right now with it coming up so close?
Honestly, like it's mixed emotion, and I would say the nerves are working backwards for me. I feel like whenever it was like months away, I was more nervous. Now it's more like I got that like when I wake up in the morning, I'm walking a little different. Like
You got the
it's not
confidence,
even
yeah,
it's not like like a nerve. It's more like I'm getting dressed with a little pep in my step. Like I'm counting the days down. So for me, it's more like I'm ready. Like I'm excited and take, like I say, day by day, and I'm just ready to show who I am. And I know after pro day, that's not the end of the end. Now it's time the real work starts then. So
most
for me, I'm just
definitely.
excited to show not even show like show myself, show the world, show everyone that got eyes that I am who I am. And I've been that for a long time. And I know there's been a lot of situations that, can put a lot of questions to that. They're always going to be there, buts and whys, and that. But after this pro day, I feel like a lot of those I's are going to be dotted and T's is going to be crossed. Then it's just going to get in shape, and we'll see who calls my name.
For sure. I mean, you're definitely going to put those teams on notice.
Hmm.
We got a couple people in the chat. Shout out William and Papa J here who've been commenting, and they're watching you with this interview, and they like quickly watching your highlights and seeing what you're all about, and they're impressed. So I think you're definitely making an impression just off of this interview and some highlight videos. So I want to get to some of the questions that they have because there's some questions here in the chat for you. Papa J asks, which do you consider your stronger skill, running between the tackles or perimeter runs?
Um, I would say like this. It's like going to Chick-fil-A and ask which one's better, the nuggets or the sandwich. You know, it's like which one is
Both.
better, the nuggets or the sandwich. But I would honestly say like this about you. I love running between the tackles better. Um, Only because I love to press. I love the press like inside zone. I love the press and get the backers flowing in. Because
Mm,
with inside runs, if you press enough, you can get everyone's alignments messed up. And it's all about angles. From the outside, you can always get your backside pursuit because you're already like they know where you're going. But when you're running inside, you can keep your shoulders square. I can press in line, and then you really got from front side B to back side B when you run inside. So if you press it long enough, you really can play with the whole field from when you run outside. It's really kind of forcing you to go that way
true.
unless
Yeah.
you cut back the whole field. But so when you go inside, I like that better because I feel like I got from number to number, hash to hash to work for real.
You putting the pressure on the defense. And Papa J asks, have you engaged in other athletic activities, and if so, what transferable skills from those sports have you applied to your football game?
I played basketball back in the day. I really was calling myself a hooper. And a lot of my moves, I think now, like a lot of my moves, just like dribbling the ball, like you see Kyrie dribble the ball. I try to like simulate that when I'm running, just to move, how they be
Mm,
wavy and stuff. So it's a lot of times I watch basketball highlights and see how they move. And I know back in the day I used to get around somebody. And if you can do it like on a court, you definitely can do it in a basketball because on a court you do it without trying to get contact. So I feel like basketball really helped me, and I also ran track when I was in middle school, a little bit in high school. Uh, and that just really just taught me how to compete. Like I feel like throughout my years, like you said, I've been to different schools. I've transferred around. I've been around a little bit. But one thing I know regardless is whoever lines up next to you, beat them. That's got
hmm
me pretty far in life. So track taught me that doesn't matter who lines up next to you. When they say go, just get down there first.
Yeah, for sure. Last chat here from the last question from the chat. What's the most memorable rushing touchdown you've had, and what made it so special?
Okay, Utah State, 2023, last game of the season. Let me paint the picture for you.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, let me paint the picture for you. First drive of the game, I told you I came off an injury, so like we're gonna work you in early, Drew. You feel me? First drive, it was like, hey, I think it's like first down. I think it's like first and 10. I think it was like first and 10. We get the first down, Drew. We're rolling. Let's go. We're rolling. We're rolling. All right, cool. We're just gonna go basically play swing left. Let's get a couple. Let's get a couple yards. Drew, get your feet wet. Coach, I'm gonna take it to the house. Oh, okay, okay
You
then,
told him
son.
that?
Okay then, son. Go do it. Swing. He gets it to me, but when he throws it to me, I'm seeing the man is right on top of me, and then I just go black. And next thing you know, I'm still standing up. I'm running, I'm running. I cut across the field. Teammates are yelling. I'm just crossing. I'm just looking for green grass. As you know, I'm 65 yards later. I got 65 yard touchdown and swing. But man, it's so memorable. Like I said, that season was rough for me. I transferred into New Mexico, planning to be the starting running back. Got hurt in camp. Missed a lot of games early, came back late in the season and was still fighting it off them. But I kept rolling, kept balling, kept making plays. I kept trying my hard, and that just shows me, my dedication. I was still out there trying to make plays and do my thing. So the fact that I was able to just go be who I was at that moment, last game of the season, I fought that whole time and go make a play
Yeah,
like that. Like I feel like a memorable play that I'll never forget. Like it was all over the internet. So.
that's
But I just feel like that shows teams and shows the world that whenever my numbers call, you don't have to call it too many times. Just call it a few times, and I'm gonna get something done with this. So that showed that. I think that was my first. That was my first touch of the game too.
that's
So the
insane.
fact, yeah, that was my first touch of the game. So the fact that I show that anytime you call my name, I'll be ready.
Man, I love it, and I've loved this interview, Andrew. I got one more question for you, and all my interviews with this one. What is a team? What is a fan base getting both on and off the field with Andrew Henry?
Like I said earlier, when you get Andrew Henry, you get inspiration. You get like fresh air. You get a spark. I feel like what I bring to the game, what I bring to life is just how person I am. Is I'm always smiling, always having a good time. I'm always competing. I'm always just like I say, I'm a performer. So when it comes to me just being who I am, I'm always smile. I'm always bringing a smile to people. And this game of football we play, it really brings families together. It brings hope around. Like this really is a really like it's a game, but it does a lot more for people. So whatever team gets me, I hope to bring smiles and joys to families around the globe that's going to be sitting down and taking the time to watch us play.
I love it. I love it, and I know a team's gonna love it too. Like we said, there's gonna be some teams late to the party, but hey, I mean, better late than never. There,
Yeah,
I
as long as
guess.
they get, as long as they get there, we cool.
long as they get,
We
long
gonna
as they
party
get
all
there.
night for them, so they
Yeah,
gonna
there
have time. They gonna have time to get there.
there we go. And wish you the best of luck on your pro day. It's coming up, so gonna be tuning in and seeing how you do. And obviously, best of luck also beyond that as well. Gonna be rooting for you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you for having me on.
Thank you so much, Andrew. And thank you to everyone in the chat that tuned in, everyone watching. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, because there will be plenty more prospect spotlight interviews just like this one. But for now, have a good rest of your Thursday. Peace.